Good morning, everyone. So happy today. Whoops, let's not knock the camera. Such a sunny, beautiful day. I felt like I wanted to paint something outside, so something landscapey. So I've chosen, something, a subject which is a bit different for me. Whoops. So this I took in Iford Manor. There's a little stream there. It's lovely. It's only about half an hour away from where I live. And it's got a big old beautiful manor house where you can have coffee, and they've got some botanical gardens there, and this is just a little stream that runs through, and there's a beautiful bridge. Anyway, it's here in the southwest of England. Really lovely little spot. What caught me about this was this blue in the water, the reflection of the sky. And I think, okay, well, let me go slowly. So that's what we're going to paint today. I'm using a paper I've never used before. It is the LUX Archival Professional Sanded Paper. So it's very similar to the Tim Fisher, which I have used and really didn't like. But people rave about this surface. And so I really, really wanted to try it. The size of this is 8 by 10 inches. So just over 20 centimeters by 25 centimeters. I've mounted it onto foam core. Just some archival foam core, the same stuff I use for my packaging, with some mount adhesive. And this is pH neutral, so it's also acid free, which is what you want. And because I did two, I was going to do this one, I might as well just do two. You can actually see some of the glue is coming through, but that's happened with me on velour paper and it hasn't been a problem when you come to put the pastel over on top. So I'm hoping it's the same for this paper, which is really robust. I've heard you can use water with it, everything. Okay, so now I'm actually also going to do an underpainting because I'm working on a sanded paper. I wanted, excuse me, to go for a much looser effect. I've been working a lot on Pastelmat, as you can tell, and I wanted just to put marks down and let them leave it like that. I don't want to come in and smooth out with my finger. So I'm going to make pastel marks. I'm going to just try and leave them as I first laid them down. So I'm going to do an underpainting, and my thinking for this is, for when the finished piece is finished, I want to see some of this color glowing through. Yeah, so I want to see this color glowing through. So I'm going to try this. I've never done it before, but hey, let's experiment. So it's number 802 by Diane Townsend. And let's get started. So we've got bush here. Got like sort of tree up in here. And it's quite dark back here. And it's dark down here. Not sure if I want to keep in this tree here. There's a tree. Not sure. There's a nice dark. And it's dark back in there. And then some reflections in the water here. So I'm thinking maybe let's have, Charles, your pastel. Look at that. That pastel is, okay, anyway, forget about that. I'm just trying to think, this back end. So this is my horizon line. Maybe bring it a bit higher, actually. It's too much in the middle. And there's hedges here, bushes and hedges, but let's make all of that sky. Like I said, I'm just thinking the focus, I don't know if I want to keep this tree up in here. There's a tree there. There's nice bushes here. And there's maybe a little bit higher. Something like that. And there's a lot more twiggage going on in here. Now what I'm actually going to come in now with a lighter pink. Oh man, this is number 804. And I'm going to, ooh, it's not actually that much lighter, is it? It's not as light as I'd like. Let's try this one. This is 803. Let's put this in the sky. I am literally hardly touching the paper. So there's sky, there's a little bit here, and this is river. Can you tell? Can you see that a sky and a river? Anyway, so I need something a bit. This needs to be a bit darker in here. I need it really dark up in here. And here. I'm just going to block that in like that. And there's actually a dark there too. And down in here. That chows. That chows them pastels. Okay. I'm going to leave that for now. Let's start bringing in some of the sky. I've also got out my Mount Vision. That's too moody. There's too much purple in there. What this colour? This is a little Jack Richardson. Nah. It's also too. I'm needing more of a turquoise. This is a little schminky. Should have really put the sky in before those. Let's put a bit of this in here. I mean, these colors are wild. Hey, those are wild. Wanted to see what happens if we add a bit of white. Remember, I'm not getting my finger in here. I need this to be also, I guess when you put in the pink, it's feeling like it is a sunset or a sunrise. When I actually took this photograph about 10 o'clock in the morning, so I'm trying to create a different thing here, which might not work. I actually want to go darker blue on the top. I love the blue violets. So this might be. Oh no, totally wrong. Let me get out my Unison blue violets. Let me talk about the paper, I suppose. I'm brand new with this paper, and I have no idea what I'm doing really. I know I'm just leaving marks because that's starting to look like sky now, and it's fun. It's fun. I mean, that tree's totally disappeared. It's fun just putting down these marks and not being all intricate and detailed for a change. You know, it's nice. I'm enjoying it is what I'm trying to say. Just taking some, I'm looking for a darker one there, but I want a darker blue that isn't grey. Everything's looking quite grey, and I'm wanting maybe a bit of that over there. And I'm going to go back in with this lighter blue. So almost like I'm using the pastel instead of my finger to soften edges. Do you see? So yeah, I've made that a bit darker, which is what I was going for. Then I want it to be more turquoisey down here, because that's the way the sky is. Oh, keep knocking this, I'm sorry. It's a little piece of Sennelier. Let's just come in and put that in there. I'm quite happy with that sky. I'm just thinking up in here, this is looking a bit blobby. So I'm going to go back in with that blue. I'm just going to go over, and I'm going to come back with the tree branches, and I'll come put those in over. Okay, so now I want to put a little bit more yellow there, and I'm feeling a little bit nervous because it can go all very wrong. You know, I don't want to make green. Trying to find a little piece of Sennelier. Yeah, okay. And I've noticed another difference is I'm not even looking at the reference photograph. And it's like, Candy, look at the reference photograph. But I'm not, I guess, because I'm changing so much. I don't like that up there. It's a bit too much. But I like this. Do you see how a bit of the underpainting, that pink, is coming through? And that was my intention. All right. Now we need to put in some darks. And I think, am I going to use this navy? Whoa. Over here is dark. And up in here, just scuffling this. I'm not pressing hard at all. Quite a bit thicker. Oh. Trying to like make patterns of, then it goes nice and bright there, but I'm trying to, well, you just lay down this pastel and colors, bam. I'm like, wow, this paper just grips the pastel. That's what I'm trying to say. Not getting the right shapes here though. That's looking really odd. It's too long, the pastel, for the size. So that's looking, I don't know what that's looking like. Okay, then up in here, there's some, I don't know if I wanted to keep that. I think let's just keep that as a bush. And up in, okay, that tree. I'm gonna have to fix some of that. I don't like it at all. I can't. Just wanted to see if I go over this a bit, make it look more tree-ish. It's a little piece of like a reddy brown. Okay, it's really dark in there. I can see this brown in here too. Right. Yo, charge your pastels. literally chows your pastels. Look at that. Okay, never mind, never mind. Now, I actually feel like I need some Sennelier. This is a dark green from Art Spectrum. And I need to look more at the reference photograph. I'm kind of telling myself that. Oh, that's not looking. I like the sky, but I'm not digging my anything else really. Just trying to make like little leafy marks, I guess. Okay. So yeah, bearing in mind, when you do this, you are going to lose a lot of pastel. I just wanted to see if I bring some of this color in there. The tree's not looking so bad. Let's bring a bit of that here too. Says I, and everyone else behind the screen is like, oh my word, what is she doing? Right, so now we need to get more muted as we go back. Less colourful with our greens for the distance here. So I'm taking this sort of khaki colour, muted greyish. Let's actually add a little bit of this blue, and they need to be lighter too than the foreground. These are Art Spectrum, part of the greens. Okay, there's our distant trees. Now our water. This is quite murky green, maybe. Let's bring some of that in here. Some of this bush will be reflected, won't it, in the water. I'm going to use that same colour. I remember what it was. It was BV10 that I used in the sky for in the water. Everyone's like, what is that water? What are you doing? But I'm hoping that it will make a bit more sense as we carry on. So there's the main concentration. I actually want to just lighten up a little bit here as it recedes more back. Oh, same color. Well, that's helpful. I need a lighter blue violet. What about this one? Whoa, it had a bit of mud on it. And in here, I need to watch my shapes. I need to straighten up this line here. with bush. Okay, still that it's not as pow as I need it to be. Taking this as a bit of Sennelier. Add a bit of that in here too. I said I won't get my finger in, but just to help manipulate the water a little bit. Okay, it's looking watery, I think. Let's carry on with these bushes. What greens have I got here? This is a Mount Vision 350. Scumbling a bit of that in here to suggest foliage. This is completely, if I think about how quickly it's taken me, maybe that's my mistake. Maybe I should slow right down, where something in my brain goes, oh, because this is I'm painting more loosely, I can just blob. And at the end of the day, the painting may look like that. It may look like a blob, which is which is not my intention. I don't really want a blob for a painting. That's not good. But hey ho, I am playing. And having a bit of fun. Need to kind of get some more dark green, I think. Let's get out our trusty Sennelier. Trusty Sennelier 179, and I need to just darken. Oh, no, gosh, there's a lot of pastel on the floor. So yeah, that's something to bear in mind with this paper, is it chows your pastels. I can't really see much fallout when I'm actually painting, but if you look on the ground, you can. Okay, so you don't want to darken up these too much, because that's more in the distance. You want to darken up the foreground. Got to have some more twiggies coming out here, I think. Oh, mistake. Right, how can I knock this back? That was a mistake. Don't want that. Let's just go over with some of this lighter. Okay, I'm going to, I want to darken up in here. Darken down in there. Okay. Now I love colour, and this is what I thought. Let me play with colour. Let's not be shy. Let's get stuck right in and go wild, as you can tell. I find like I don't really know what to do with the pastel shapes of the leaves. I'm just like scumbling the pastel over, as you can probably tell. I don't have a plan. Let's put a little bit of this green in here. I do like this tree, strangely. Today I do. Tomorrow I might not. But for now, I actually really do like that tree. I want to add a little bit more of this khaki colour up in here. Just maybe... grabbing some more of a bluey green. I know what it needs. I think it needs more twiggy sort of, you know, if you look at the reference, which now this looks nothing like, there's a lot more twiggies action, if you know what I mean. Everything's looking very rounded. Do you know what I mean? The shapes. I need to bring in some other shapes. But it's hard. I can't quite get that with... just looking at all my Sennelier greens here. Wonder how long this demo took anyway. But this is nice because I'm going to do a floral next, not in this, not blobbing strokes down. It's going to be, it's roses, so it's going to be it's going to be, oh, see, that wasn't meant to be there. It's going to be roses, so that's going to be intense. I've been watching a lot of, his name is Alex Kelly. He's an oil painter. What I was trying to say is it's fun just to play for a little bit. This is a play painting, even though this paper is quite expensive. Oh my gosh. I should try do my normal style on this paper and see how I like it. So this is creating like a fishbowl vibe. I'm not liking this strange fishbowl. So I want to see if I can correct the shape somehow. It's because it's so different to in my reference photograph. The shape, it kind of goes back up into there like that. Does that read a bit better? I don't know. Oh dear. Oh dear, but hey ho, I'm having fun. Oh. Oops, that shouldn't be there. That's looking... Well, so when you've got layers of pastel on and you start to touch it, it's actually okay. It doesn't kill your fingers. Right, let's get some greens here. What are the greens? What fun greens can we... Let's go bright over here. It's not as zingy as I would have... Well, I suppose it is a bit. I've got here Art Spectrum Phthalo Blue Dark. Just going to... So I have not stuck to the reference photograph at all, as you could probably tell. So this is my own, I don't know what, just not thinking too much about creating a masterpiece that I could sell, you know, because that's often in my head when I work. This is just me playing. I mean, the pastel, I mean, I've got so many layers of pastel down. Look at this, and I'm literally feathering it on, and look at that pastel that's coming off. So that's pretty amazing. I really like that about the paper. It's just grips that pastel. I'm just rolling these around to give just a little bit of a different texture so it doesn't look all round and blobby. You know, let's create some stickies, make it look all sticky instead. Okay. Got a burgundy colour here. It's called Bordeaux. I don't know why, but I just want to add some sort of ready twigs in and around. Joe, can't go overboard with the twiggies, can we? Because that's just too much. It's just too much, and we can't be doing that. I'm just going to put a little bit of this here, though. That isn't so green. Okay, now I want to... Where's my nice bright green? I'm actually going to use this yellow from Schminky. What's the colour you're going to ask me? It's I don't know how to say it. Vanadium. Hold on. It is Vanadium Yellow Light. Vanadium Yellow Light. There we go. I don't want dots necessarily. Oops. Oops. Just trying to figure out what stroke I want. Oh, they're all too long. And then I just add more. Can you see the shape is not right? I don't like the shape of that. So I'm just mushing them around. And it's not killing my finger, as I said, because I've got other pastel on there. Okay, I really like the sky, but this is too much of a blob, a dark blob in there, and I don't like that. So let me quickly, here's to not sticking to a reference photograph at all, and just, so there's lots wrong here, and I would say the overall composition shape is wrong. It's like a weird, the whole thing is like a weird blob. I would say that is just really not great. I wonder if I should add more dark. I need something a bit smaller, you know, in here. To kind of help, I was trying to help this shape, but yeah, I don't like this shape. Maybe I just need something. I'm nervous to go into the sky because that's the one part is that I like is the sky. You know. Oops, my dirty finger went there. See, that's what I don't like. Now let's scumble over some of this for the leaves for this tree. So that was a light yellow. Now let's take my dark brown and fix this up just a tad. Okay, now my Sennelier. Just going to add a little bit of 179. Just like that. Oh man, pastel was dirty. Oh. Just trying to get rid of this brownie. part of me is like, let's leave it at this before, I don't know what this little mark is here. Oh, it's just a piece of pastel. Let's leave that before. Okay, actually look at this. This is like, meh. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Because this tree's in the distance more, I'm actually taking a more grey one. Oh, don't want lines like that. It will just look weird. I actually think I need to separate these two a little bit here. Can you see? It's like this was too similar. Just bringing a bit of this. Need to add a little, because this is a little bit closer. That's really in the distance. This is a little bit closer. So just adding. I think I'm going to add a little bit of this blue, trying to again differentiate between this and that. Just kind of scuffling this in there, and again, not very keen on the marks I'm making. Don't like that. I do not like that. Maybe scumble. More of that. Again, I need to make this base darker. Like that. We fade it off a bit, you know, make it darker closer to us. Then fade it off like so. I want to add another colour in here. This is the pink. As you can see, it's not super bright because it's just mixing with all the pastel that is here already. I think I want to add some yellow. I'm going to go to Schminky. Let's have a look, Schminky. Maybe a bit of the yellow that I added in the sky. Is it this one? Oh, no, it wasn't this yellow. It's not quite as yellow. It's the yellow I added in the sky. There it is. I'm going to add a bit of that here. Why? I don't know. I just think Oh, there's so much pastel. Like, yeah, if you get your finger in, you're creating mud, where it doesn't really do that with Pastelmat. I'm going to put a bit of this here too, because these can hint at some type of white flower, I guess. A bit too smudgy in here, so I'm actually wanting to, this is a nice bright yellow green from Art Spectrum, and I'm adding a bit of that. Yeah, part of me is like, ooh, shall we put something really popping over there, but I think I'm going to leave it for now. Actually, I probably, look at me, I'm like, I'm going to leave it. No, I'm not. I just want to, these grasses are too one color. I want to add, I think I do, but I could be wrong. But let's see. And it's nice to see, I mean, even just, that is going on, isn't it? Yeah, I think that's better. Right, and there you have a very quick little landscape demo. I hope you enjoyed it. I had fun. So let me just recap a little bit here. I really enjoyed working on this paper. There was a stage where I was like, this is terrible. This is not going to work. What am I thinking? But I think I've managed to sort of see what I didn't like about it and kind of correct that a little bit more. So I'm feeling happier. You've seen me go along, but I love just laying the pastel down, and I love how we've got a finished piece pretty quickly, and I love the pink shining through. Maybe this blob of pink here is a little bit too hectic, so I'm taking just some of that, and there's something there, it's like a bluey green, and I'm just adding a bit like that. So I really also there's a weird line just there, can you see that? So I'm going to take that very light blue I used, make sure it's clean, and I'm going to get rid of that. Right, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that.